Hi, welcome to the costume shop. I am Professor Deeps and I work with you or my costume shop technician, Oriana or Theo or Louis, one of our staff positions work with you. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of the shop through this video so that you know where to find what. And remember that at the end of the video, there are questions that I expect you to answer. So you should be familiar with the content I am sharing. Okay. So when you come to the costume shop, you're going to encounter a lot of storage. Typically in these white plastic sheets, you will see the designs that are being worked on for that semester. These designs are usually the production that is happening that semester. You will also notice that there is this large ladder that sits right at the door underneath the fluorescent lights. Just remember that that ladder always stays over there. You shouldn't move it. It only moves lengthwise so that you can get to different parts of this storage cabinet area, but do not move it out of that area. Each of these cabinets are marked for each kinds of storage items. Right here towards the center, you're going to find most of your sewing supplies that you will need in the costume shop. And as you go look upwards, there is going to be costume storage, and some of this is only accessible by climbing the ladder. So this is why we need the ladder right underneath the fluorescent lights over there. Additional storage farther back in towards the shop. Right here is a small cutting table. This table has a pinnable surface. It's not a wooden surface, so we use it to cut small pattern pieces, sometimes brown paper pattern pieces on fabric on this table. This larger table is also is usually kept clean, and it is used for cutting large pieces of fabric. Here I was teaching a class, so you will see me laying out design work. We also have two industrial sewing machines. So the industrial sewing machines are these two Jukis on green tables. They are for advanced students, so you wouldn't be using them. For most sewing, these rolling chairs are pretty good because they are height adjustable and you can sit at this table and work at the level that you need to work at. Right here are these two machines called sergers. Sergers are used to finish off raw edges of fabrics. So when you have a raw edge to a fabric, it frays like this, but then the serger sort of nicely finishes the edge there. They can be used with 2 threads, 4 threads, different kinds of thread combinations. Sorry about that. I lost my connection there. Okay, past the sergers, we have 2 washing machines towards the back. The one on the left-hand side is for dyed fabrics or fabrics that can sort of leave color. And the right-hand side is for white fabrics. 2 dryers, the one on the left is newer, so it works more efficiently. The one on the right is it takes a little bit longer, but they are both functioning dryers. If you are running wardrobe crew, you might have to work with these. There are washing supplies, laundry detergent, starch, shout, stain remover, all of this up at the top. This trapezoid-like box, white box over here, is the monitor for on-stage sounds. So when a production is happening, you might hear the sound from the stage from this speaker. We have two stainless steel sinks. We sometimes use this area for dyeing fabrics, etc. So it's important to keep this area clean. It is also used for washing costumes. Underneath, we have towels for cleanups and things like that. Right here, additional storage. Also, we have our hot pot and dye supplies in this basket at the center over here. We have a large basket where all different kinds of storage bags go in. Here is a rack. These racks are where costumes are organized for a production. And when they're organized, they will usually have hang tags, which will indicate an actor or a character's name on the rack. So the hang tag is sort of the indicator that you should look for to find a particular actor's costume. Water, so this is the ironing table, the small table. This table has an industrial iron, and above the iron, you're going to see the larger threads for the serger machine and smaller threads for the domestic sewing machines. In order for this industrial iron to work, there's a water storage container that is at the top. You will see that this water storage container is a little bit low today, but this is how the water comes from the top and becomes steam in this iron. And never, and this is why it's part of this video, this iron should be put on its side. Industrial irons always have to stay flat on these rubber mats. The steam is usually released by pressing the small rectangle on the iron. Don't press it too much, just press it a little bit lightly. Usually this button is turned on. The shop manager or I come in and I turn on the iron, and then we turn it off at the end of the day. So usually you wouldn't have to turn the iron on, but you would have to use it by pressing the iron on the fabric, but also pressing the little rectangle to release steam, because steam is what's going to make a fabric smoother. So that is the iron. Back here is additional storage. There's a microwave and a fridge that you can use. I also like students to keep their book bags over here so that it's out of the way and kind of away from everything else. And we don't trip and fall in a small shop. There's also additional storage in this area. There is a ladder. There's an ironing table when we need to iron outside the area, outside the costume shop. We take this folding ironing table. We have other kinds of earrings, necklaces, beads, and other kinds of storage. There's some additional storage underneath the table. This is the costume shop manager's desk. This desk is usually used by a student if we ask the student to do some research. It uses a Hunter ID and password to log into the computer. Once again, my video stopped. So let's see. Okay. So this desk is for the for student use only if a student has been permitted to use this desk. And right here in these files is where you will find tax exempt forms for New York State, and you will find the student sign-in binder where you are supposed to sign in whenever you come to the shop. If for some activity I ask you to print something, this printer is usually a plug and play printer. So if you connect it to the USB jack in your computer, it should print. Okay, so here's a question for you. If I tell you that bring Jimmy's brown dress, we need to add a polka dot, pink polka dot collar to it with a ribbon. Where would you find the dress, and what are the steps involved in you thinking about how to put that ribbon, how to put that collar with the ribbon onto the dress? Okay, so think about it, think about the steps, and then answer the question. Okay, thanks.